All right, before I get started, let me just put two to three lines about myself. So my name is Sagar Dhawan, and I'll be taking this batch of 2 to 3 months. Today is the demo session of this, and as you know, this batch is related to network automation. Okay, when I say network automation, we will be talking about programming languages like Python, Ansible, REST API, Robot Framework, and other modules from Python. And from the end vendors, we will be talking about Cisco, FortiGate, Palo Alto, SD-WAN, ACI. From the example point of view, I don't say we will be going in depth of technology, but we will be seeing how to automate these end devices or vendors. So I believe most of you are from the network side, but if in case you're from a different background, a non-networking side, then this course may not help you because this is for a networking background engineers who are in CCNA, CCNP, CCI levels or into the pre-sales. So anything but related to the networking side. Non-networking side, you might not find any help from this course. Okay, so this is a basic ground lines which I thought I'll let you know before I start the session. All right, so before we get started, we can have a quick introduction from the participant. Just to understand, are you from a network background and do you have any idea of the automation or what is the expectation out of this course? And where did you get to hear about this event? So it will all help me to understand where you guys are coming from. So who want to start first?
Hey, good morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, my name is Umar, and I'm talking from Mysore. So,
Sorry, from where did you say?
from Mysore,
Oh,
Karnataka.
Karnataka. Okay. We are
Yes.
also in Karnataka, Bangalore.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I pursue 8 years of experience in network security, but basically I work with Juniper. So, with respect to development, troubleshooting, not development, implementation and troubleshooting, all those stuff.
Okay.
With respect to Ansible, I have quite idea because I was went through some courses with the DevOps, so where I got opportunity to learn on a Ansible, but I haven't automated with respect to this network devices. But I have done some basic labs with respect to taking nodes from the AWS and configuring some few EC2 instance, creating so those stuff.
Hmm.
I always had interest to be a network automation. I have quite like little bit idea, but I don't know completely. So this makes me give interest in this course. And I saw this. I got this batch or the information from LinkedIn. So
Hmm.
from there, I enrolled it.
Oh, oh. So in Mysore, your workplace is in Mysore, or it's a work from home, so you are in Mysore.
No, no, no. It's work from office only. But I think I can able to work because the first of all, my shift timing is somewhere like 4 days working, 4 days off, and again 4 days working. And also I have like day shift, then leave, then night shift, like that.
Okay, fine.
Even I think this batch will be like from 9 to 11. Is it the same time or it will be
Yeah, it will be 9 to 11.
yeah, so in that case, like I can able to join from my office only, so there won't be much disturbance there.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay, who is going next now?
Yeah, hi, Ram Modak this side. Basically, I'm from Bakola, but now in move in Pune. So my background was I'm in testing, working as a QA lead. Uh, Previously, I worked as a manual testing, but now I have to move in automation. Basically, I just want to learn the Python automations from basic to advanced. So
Okay.
my past experience on a manual testing only in networking background, protocol testing, working on a multiple platform like a MPLS, SD-WAN network. So I currently working on a regression testing on the platform of SD-WAN.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks to have you here. Okay. Next, who wants to go next?
Yeah, hi, this is Arun. So from Chennai. So
Yeah. Hi.
basically, yeah, so I'm working as a network architect in one of the satellite company. So I'm responsible for BGP, OSPF, MPLS, overall the core network infrastructure. Even I'm having experience in wireless also, Meraki, Aruba, and then Engineers products. Um, Basically, my expectation is because I'm having a zero knowledge in Python, Ansible, and this part. I'm very much interested in network automation. So if you give me that course like from the scratch means it would be very helpful for me.
Yeah. Okay. And I think you are also enrolled participant here, right? For this batch.
Yeah, yeah, yes, yes.
Oh, yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Who is going next?
Hi, hi. My name is Ajay. I'm working in a British Telecom, living in Gurgaon. I'm as a network architect associate. I'm working on different projects in airlines and software companies. So this course is going to be. I have joined this course to automate a few things in my project, so that repetitive tasks which uh, we can do it through the automation.
Oh, yeah. And how did you
Thank you.
come to know about this? Are you my
No,
LinkedIn
I
connection or okay?
through my one of my friend I got to know.
Okay. Fine.
Thank you.
All right. We are running late, but if there is anyone who wants to introduce, can go ahead.
Okay. Hey, hi Ajay. Good morning. Sagar this side.
Mhm.
I'm from Pune. Currently, I'm having the 9 years of experience in multi-vendor networking devices. So currently, I'm working on Aruba. So
Mhm.
basically, I'm the migration engineer. So I'm migrating the all the Cisco infrastructure to the Aruba, switching, SD-WAN, wireless. So I'm having the zero knowledge about the scripting and Ansible, REST API, everything. So we are currently using the Python and the REST API, but which are my previously or the my colleagues have prepared that script. So basically we are using that script for the migration only. But
Mhm.
I'm looking forward for this course from the scratch, and I got to know about from the LinkedIn. From that I enrolled this course.
Okay. So when you say Python and REST API, which end technology did you say you're automating?
From Cisco to Aruba, we are just implementing customer
Oh,
network from Cisco to Aruba.
okay. So Cisco wireless to Aruba wireless.
Yes, wireless as well as the LAN
Oh,
infrastructure as well.
okay.
Core
Yeah.
distribution access switches, everything.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Yeah. Who is going next? Anyone?
Hello, Sagar
Hi.
sir. Good morning.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Hello, Sagar sir. Good morning. I am GS Patel from Raigad, Chhattisgarh.
Yeah. Yeah. Hi.
And I have already taken your CCNP class.
Mhm. Yeah. I
Yes,
remember.
sir.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes,
long
sir.
back. Yeah. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm, yeah. Yes, sir. I
Yeah.
have
Yeah. Please
10-year
go ahead.
experience in networking field,
Mhm.
and your from mail I have got this link
Mhm.
for joining. Yes,
Oh,
sir.
okay.
Thank you, sir.
Do you have any automation background?
No, sir.
Oh, okay. Fine.
Hi, this is Padma Priya from Dallas, Texas. So currently, I am a PhD student in Accord Lab. So I don't have a networking background, but I do have a wireless background. We do interoperability testing in 5G O-RAN. So we do use automation like Python automation tools and REST APIs to do some due conformance testing. I'm not sure how much it will help, but if I can take away some of the basic concepts, since I have no automation background as of now, if I'm able to take some some learnings out of it, then it will be easier for me to understand how the automation works in the 5G technology.
Mhm. Okay. So see, the programming languages are always vendor neutral. So if you know
Right.
how is it done and what is the right way, it doesn't take
Mm-hmm.
much time to change from a device to another vendor and do the same process.
Yes, so I thought so. When I saw network automation, I kind of felt like maybe I'll get at least some basic gist of it, so that I can correlate in my work. Sorry about the background; it's my toddler.
Oh, okay, no problem. No problem. Yeah. All right. So I think we have some introduction. Anyone else? We have 10 seconds.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
hi.
Hare Krishna from Hyderabad.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have a 15 years of experience, and we are using Ansible, but I don't have any knowledge. My US team has done that Ansible build. They are running deployments using of Ansible. Uh, they have run Ginger templates. Like they are doing a lot of things. I am not aware of. I am pure network background. I don't have a knowledge in Python and Ansible. I am also trying to
Okay,
uh,
perfect.
build the lab on EVNG
Mhm.
using of Ansible, but I'm a basic. Uh, just I went through Udemy Ansible's
Okay.
YAML scripts, but I don't have any knowledge, career knowledge.
So
Uh,
just a follow-up question. Are you only using Ansible, not Python and API?
uh, they are using APIs. They are calling FortiGate. They are using APIs for these default Ansible SSH connections for NSX OS.
Okay.
The lot of things is going on. I am also new for this.
Mhm.
They are doing firewall rules deployment using of API calls. They are not only Ansible, they are using Python also. There is a Python scripts in between.
Okay.
Um, I don't have a knowledge. I am not able to understand what the scripts is doing there.
Okay, got it, got it. Yeah, fine. Yeah, it's a same scenario with most of the engineers. When the script comes from a different team and the engineer has to only run, so they doesn't know how the backend works. They just run on the given KT to run this and do that, and they do the job. That's all.
Yeah.
So don't worry. We'll talk about this.
Okay.
Hi. We have time?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, hi. This is Banu Bachu. I'm from Portland and USA. So I'm currently working for Nike as a senior wireless network engineer, part of Nike's global wireless network engineering team. So the reason I'm looking forward to learn Python is we have a upcoming project. So there is a requirement in Nike. So we plan to automate wireless network infra, like especially down APs and misconfigured APs. So that's the reason I'm looking forward to learn Python. I don't have any experience on Python, Ansible, any of the scripting technologies. Yeah.
Oh, got it. Fine.
Hello.
So, yeah, hello. Yeah, go ahead.
So with the help of these Python, Ansible, we can automate wireless network infra, especially Cisco and Aruba environment.
Yeah. So when you say automate, you want to onboard them and fix the configuration on them, right? Or you want to
Yeah.
do this push from the WLC?
Yeah, we use Cisco DNAC in the Cisco
Okay.
for the Cisco environment, and we use Aruba Central for the Aruba environment.
Okay. So these access point are onboarded to your DNAC controller.
Yeah, first it will land on the switch. From there, it will onboard on the wireless LAN controller.
Okay. So DNAC is easily we can automate. So how it works is when you run any API calls to these DNAC, the DNAC will later contact to this end devices and push the config. from the automation tool that you're using at the source side.
Okay, we can do from DNAC. Okay.
Yeah, you can do from DNAC. You can also automate from WLC. If you know Cisco comes with a wireless LAN controller as a centralized manager, you can also run API using Python script and then also do the automation.
Okay, not only the configuration, we can do troubleshooting as well. Like suppose in particular location, a bunch of APs went down. So like initial config troubleshooting kind of things. So
Yes,
we can do that automation as well.
Yes, you can do the day-to-day troubleshooting. You can do upload the SSL certificate, then the initial day zero configuration, and also the system upgrade if in case you're doing it on the access point. So everything can be done it from the automation.
Okay, okay, no problem. Thank you.
Fine. All right, guys, nice to have you all. So let's start with some technical discussion. So first, let me tell you what this module looks like. So first, we will be starting with Python module. Let me show you this block. So first, we will go with the Python theory block because most of you guys are first time to the any automation or any programming tools or languages. So first we'll have the Python theory discussed from the next Saturday. Then once you are good with the theory part, then we will go with the hands-on practical. So where we start with all the SSH type library first. So these are all the SSH based library, and we will be discussing all the use cases that normally a network engineer does. It could be a fetch command, it could be configuration, it could be troubleshooting, it could be upgrade, it could be day zero uploads or day one upload or your day to day thing. So all the use cases we will discuss with respective to Python. So this will take, let's say 20 to 35% of the whole weightage. Then we go to the next module, which is Ansible. Ansible, again, we will touch base from the AWX and playbook writing, Jinja templating, the loops, the handlers, the custom Python modules. How do you develop in the Ansible block? So this is another, let's say, 20 to 30% of the whole curriculum. Then we go to the REST API module, REST API and XML module via Postman application. And we do see how to automate these SD-WAN, ACIs, Meraki controllers. So these are more towards the graphical dashboard automations, the API section. Let's say this is another 15 to 20%. And then finally, we move to the Cisco DevNet, which is now been rebranded as Cisco Automation. If you are aware, there was a rebranding of all the DevNet certifications to automation, right? So this is a Cisco Automation 200901 module, which is another remaining 30% of weightage. So this is how the whole course of 3 months is divided with multiple modules included in this whole 3 month of course. And as we move on, as we complete certain topics, then I'll be giving you a smaller projects to write your own codes to, let's say, generate the report or config something or push from the Excel file and make the configuration on the target device. So this will help you to write your code rather than just seeing me writing the script and then at the end you don't take it anything from the batch. So I'll be giving you some small mini projects where you will also get the lab from our side. I'm going to show you how the labs look like. So you will be writing your own script. You will be giving me the validation and the output, and then that's how you start developing your script. And I would say don't directly get into the production as soon as you learn something. Don't directly take to the production, especially config part. Don't take any risk of doing any changes. If you want to do fetch, you know that it's only the read only that's going to happen. You can still do it in the production, but I always recommend go with the lab environment first. Understand what is the result of that particular script, and then if you're confident that this is only a read only and not going to change any configuration, then you take to the production. So our lab will look something like this. So I've added multi vendors in this. We have iOS XE, Palo Alto, Cisco ASA firewalls, FortiGate firewalls, routers, and some switches. And then, as per the request from the participant, if they're more towards F5 LTM or any Juniper firewalls or switches, then we will add them also to those participants. Those who are okay with this many vendors, then these are multiple vendors that we are available, and it is more than enough as of now, because once you understand how to automate these multi-vendor, the same thing can be applicable for SD-WAN or ACI or let's say any wireless or any other network data planes. Whichever you want, you can then easily automate. You should know how to get started. And if you already have some experience with this kind of multi vendors, these are highly popular ones. Palo Alto in firewall is one of the top leading. And we have FortiGate also. FortiGate is also the top leading in the firewalls. And coming to rest, these are all Cisco brands. So we have Cisco iOS Catalyst family, and also we have XE, because nowadays XE are used in SD-WAN, V edges, and all the C edges concept, right? So that's why we kept XE also. But at the end of the course, you will understand that these are all vendor neutral. If you're good with one, you can easily change few parameters and replicate the same script for another vendor. Okay. So let me tell you once again, programmings are vendor neutral. If you know Python, you know Ansible, you know REST API, how they work, and what happens when you do this change or that change, then for any vendor, you can just change it by just 5 to 10 modification, 5 to 10% modification on the existing script, and the same script will run on another vendor as well. Okay, so that was a brief introduction of the course. Now, let us go with some technical discussion, basic technical discussion. I don't want to keep it very complicated. Might be some of you are in the work or might be on the way, okay, to join this demo class. So a very basic question. What are the challenges that you face in your current organization? And how do we automate, or what are the plans to automate, and how can they be automated so that it avoids the human errors, or it expedite your project completion? So can some of you tell me some traditional things that you've been doing still in your production?
TechX configuration and SNMP configuration.
Okay, so I'll call it as when you do this. Do you do this in a change window?
We do for when the deployment time.
Okay, so initial setup.
Yes. Initial setup, yes, initial setup and data center migrations, any new replacement.
Okay, so let's say initial setup, migration, and new setup, right? So these are few things, few areas where you do still the manual configuration.
And for the sites, when you are creating a site, repetitive task to create the multi VLANs on each route, on each switches, or SVIs need to be created on the core switches.
Okay, let's say manual execution of these change windows where you
Yeah,
do certain config push.
correct.
Yeah, sometimes what happen, team will ask the entire network devices, serial numbers, what is the end of life. We need to fetch the devices
Report. Re-
Okay, so let me call it as a audit
audit.
report.
Yes.
Yeah, which deals with the creation of the reports.
Backup of n number of devices or entire infrastructure.
Yes.
Yeah, creation of report to pull the current iOS version, or pull the bandwidth report, or to pull the last reload reason, right? So for
Yes.
all that thing, this audit report is something a manual task sometime. If you, let's say, even if you have some tools like Solar Winds or something, sometimes those reports are not as per what I need. I might need some custom report to be generated. So there is when this audit report is very important. How do we do the audit report? Okay, what else do you think? You are still making use of traditional manner?
Is it possible?
Backup of the net.
Sorry.
OS upgradation and all?
Yeah, so iOS upgradation, I think still many companies are doing a manual way of upgradation and copying of the image. There are companies which have adopted automation, but there are there are multiple companies which are doing it manually with this copy file command and all that pre-commands full MD5 check where they do it manually. Okay, what else?
Backup of networking device. PC.
Which one? Come again?
Backup.
Backup.
We are
Okay.
not auto.
Okay, let's say taking backup of network devices. How many guys do this still in a manual way? Anyone who is doing it manually now? Because I used to do it 8 years back, when this automation used not present.
No, right now
Anyone?
nobody. I think right now nobody. They use Ionics tools.
Yeah. But nowadays, if they don't do it, but still they might be spending a lot of money for tools to do it. So there is where also you should know Python is a open source. It's a free of cost. So always a company looks for cost cutting, right? So this is also advantage for the automation like Ansible and Python or REST API. Uh, from a learning perspective, that why you should adopt or why you should learn this kind of programming language. Okay, what else?
Yeah, that is the health check and compiling validations while devices over the network. So entire network, we need to check the health. We need to check the health check of devices that
Okay,
at the
health
time
checkup.
that we need to automate it.
Okay, health checkup, and what is the other thing you said?
Validation, that is
Uh,
compiling validation.
okay, health checkup and validation. So this is basically kind of a like a report or a analysis which shows you the current bandwidth utilization going on or
Correct. And
threshold
that,
is hitting up, you get some notification. Okay.
exactly.
Yeah. What else? Have you guys thought about a standardization project where you already might have the config, but not all the devices are having those right number of lines? Say, for example, line VTY. Might be some devices are having line VTY from 0 to 4, but some having line VTY 0 to 8. Some are having line VTY 0 to 31. So what happens is that access lists are not calling out for the entire line VTY, because this happens when you upgrade the boxes. When you upgrade, automatically the new feature get released, and the ACLs may not be calling it. Now your device is not standardized.
Compatible.
Yeah,
So
your device is
compatibility.
vulnerable now, right? Your device is vulnerable to those ports now, where you don't have the ACLs called. So that's all comes under standardization. Like, or also one more example, let's say you have some ACLs for CCTV, but in one device you have 10 line, on the second device you have 15 line, might be in others you have 2 lines only. Why? Because you were doing it manually, might be the engineer didn't copy it on a different device, and every let's say 20-40 device that you have in your network, all is running a different set of ACLs there, 2 lines, 10 lines. So it's something called standardization, where you expect the right configuration in every devices. It's a consistency that you want in every device. Could be ACL, could be line VTY, could be NAT rules, could be QoS policies. It could be like let's say banners, You might have also seen in some the banners are something some. So I mean the network management, the client whom you're working, they don't like all this because this seems to be always vulnerable to one or the other things. Might be some devices are still running telnet and some do not run telnet. Might be they have migrated to SSH. Might be some still are running SNMP v2, whereas there was already a project to upgrade to v3. So how do you standardize whole your network things, which also comes as a compliance and non-compliance thing. So standardization is also one important use case in which used to be challenged in a traditional way, where you used to do it manually, go to every device or check this manually what is going on. But nowadays you have a standardization process where you can run a script and you will get to know which device is following compliance and which is not following compliance. And those devices which are not following compliance, you can then push this configuration so that the device are having a consistency in the configuration point of view. Okay, what else? What else? Let's say we discussed, but I think no one told troubleshooting. But troubleshooting also plays very important role. Let's say you have 20 to 25 routers with you, okay, and you just want to know which device has a neighborship failed. Do you think in a manual way or a traditional way you log into every device and check the neighbors and then go to next and normally we used to do that 10 years back, 8 years back. If I had some alerts, I used to log into all 4 5 routers to see where the neighbors are going down. But with all these SLAs of 2 minutes or 5 minutes or 1 minute, we can't go into every devices, right? So we can run a automation tool or a automation script which will give me a result like this router is having this neighborship down. And then I can do the next process. Might be I have to escalate that to the next level, or I have to raise a ticket with the service provider. That's the next part of thing, or I have to notify my client about it. That's the next thing. But the first thing is always to find where the issue is, right? So that is one example. But you can think from any other troubleshooting aspect also. You're looking for some show output, or you're looking from some CDP neighbor output from certain devices. Because you write a script, you write it for number of devices. You can include 10 devices, 20 devices, and get the output in a single shot. And also you can generate the report as well, which will give you more precise answers that this is having this is having this. So troubleshooting is also one important aspect. What other thing that you can think about it? Do you work on SD-WAN? Do you know how much time we spend on the generating of those certificates? So someone who is working on this kind of environment like SD-WAN or F5s or
F5 we have it.
yeah,
Already my team is done the automation using of Python only.
correct, yeah. So SSL plays very important role in
Yes.
such things because these F5 machines or F5 load balancer, you create customer VIP. Okay, VIP is nothing but the URL. And using this URL, many users come, take the reservation, do the ticket booking. So these are the VIPs, and this VIPs comes with the SSL or what you call TLS certificate in them. Now, if this TLS certificate is going expired, the users who are going to book, they will get that red color security padlock saying that this website is not trusted. Then how do you think the user will input his credit card information on such kind of website? And who is going to impact? Your client is going to get impact. So SSL certificate is very important for those network engineers who are closely working with SD-WANs or F5 load balancer. Might be who is working on routing, switching, or firewalls may not be directly engaged with the certificate, but those guys who are directly engaged with this VIPs and SD-WAN, the certificate plays very important role. So you need to know when they are expiring. You need to generate the what you say the root certificate chain. You have to get the CSR generated. How do you think a network engineer can go to 100 such whips and generate the CSR certificate, which he has to send to the CA authority to get it signed and then get it back and then import? It's a very lengthy process there also. So with the automation script, I can just write some OpenSSL command to all my 10 or 50s of different, let's say, whip, and I can generate all the CSR in a notepad. And this notepad I'll send to my CA authority like Norton or Ditch certificate, GoDaddy. There are many CA certificates. So we can get it signed and then we can host it back on our wherever on the F5s or on the vManage like SD-WAN. So this is also something these days can be automated. Once upon a time it was all manual, but it's now all automated with. Okay, anything else that you think about? Anything else? We have written a big list of it, but still, do you have any other use cases?
Monitoring.
Okay, yeah, monitoring is very important thing, right? And also the basic building block. So any knock or any L1, they definitely have a lot of monitoring activity. Now, why you might be thinking monitoring we can do from solar winds or we can do from PRTG, CA spectrum. Yes, we can do it, but do you know how much costing that they are going to charge your client? They are going to charge you based on the number of nodes that you want to onboard on those. So let's say if I need 100 nodes to be hosted on SolarWind, then SolarWind will give me that quotation. If I say I have 500 devices, then the quotation will change. Now, why I'm telling that? Because Python, Ansible, or any automation programming tool, I mean, there are paid also, like Chef, Puppet. These tools are paid, and it has its own pros and cons, which we'll talk sometime when we take the DevNet topic. But as of now, when we are talking about Python or Ansible REST API, these are free. These are open sources. You can build a very good website to a very good, a graphical page and the backend page, and you can make it look like a premium tool itself. I'm going to show you one graphical today, how the graphical work. It's a very basic, but if you are familiar with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript and the Bootstrap, you can build very good front page, and you can, like a SolarWind, you can have your own application built for your organization. So this will give you a very good visibility in your team and in your management, right? And that is what engineers like you want to upskill this, right? So it's all free source, open source. You don't have to pay anything to anyone. Okay, what else? Is there anything else that we might? Okay, all simple short things which I am thinking of, but we might have covered it in a different way. Let's say reload. Why I'm talking about reload? Let's say if you are working on the server side, like on a VM side, and whenever you do some package installation like SSHD or something for DHCP or any packages, okay, blah blah blah, any package, you always restart the services. Now you can't go to each VMs to restart it. You can just write a script and just run a reboot, and they will reboot on. And the same thing goes with the installation as well. You will just put those installation commands like apt yum and the sudo get. So all those package manager, if you just write a script and you just run it on a Ubuntu or Red Hat Enterprise or any Debian services or any Linux platform, You can install it just in a click, and also you can restart the services once you're done with the installation. So reload can be from there, or reload can be your network devices if you're trying to reboot something. Okay, and all other things like execution of multiple commands, execution on multiple devices, pushing configuration, creating reports. They all are written in a very broad view here. One more thing why I want to highlight the reason is human error that happens in a traditional config push. Let's say you have 20 devices and there are chances that you copy device 1 to device 2, or might be you did some mistake, human error mistake, and your site gets isolated. There are companies now who don't want to go with the traditional way of config push or upgrade. They only trust the automation tool. You have the automation tool, then I'll give you the project. If you say you're going to do it manually, I don't want your service. So there are clients who wants to have a automation done, not because they don't trust the engineer, because there can be this human error which can put the site isolation and which can cost them huge loss. Okay, that's why you see in the market there are a lot of automation tools coming with all different services, packages, and all those things. So nowadays, all client when they looking for the tender or a consultancy something, they will check all this aspect. How are they going to automate? How many DevNet certified they have? How many engineers they are going to put on this? What are their background? Do they know Python? What are the way to automate these devices and the config push? Are they going to support us during the change window using the automation script? So all this is being checked in today's world. Not sure how many of you are in the pre-sales, but if you are in the pre-sales, you can understand what is the main ask these days from the client. Okay, fine. So these are some very high and overview that we have written. Might be now you understand where we are going through and what this course will lead to eventually. So we are going to check all these use cases in our classes. Everything like how you create this audit report, how do you do the monitoring, how you reload it, how you do the health checkup, how you standardize. So these are all like a use cases that we see in the traditional, and in our classes, we will automate the same thing by writing a Python script. Okay, too much of theory, not good for today. So what I'll do, I'll just take you to my lab and we will do some automation examples. It will give you some clear understanding how it works and what happens. See, this is my lab. And as I told you, here I have, give me one. See, here I have a different vendors. I have a Cisco's iOS XE family. I have a Palo Alto firewall, and I have a Cisco ASA firewall. And this is a FortiGate firewall. This is a Cisco iOS router, and these are all my access layer or distribution layer switches, MLS multi-layered switches. This is my DHCP adapter. Okay, the DHCP adapter, which will give a management IP to this, which is also called out of band management, OOBB, out of band management. This is for the lab connectivity purpose. In the production, what happens? You will have a connectivity in a three-tier architecture. Might be access layer connected to distribution, distribution connected to core layer. Behind you have all the access layer connecting to PC, Xerox machine, servers, and DB servers, and lot of other things, right? So here in the lab environment, to have a connectivity, I have just put one server here, and this is where I'll also keep all my Python programming language, Ansible, REST API, and whatever application that I need, I will be keeping inside this server. And this server is also giving IP address to all this management interfaces. So in my lab, I have IP range of 172.16.24 and /24. So when you guys will get this remote access, you when you do the needful configuration, you will get an IP from this address. Okay, so I'll just show you. Like for example, I have iOS XE, right? So let's see what IP address I'm getting it here right now. Show IP int brief. See, I have this IP address. So this device is having the management IP 24.7, and I've enabled all the SSH services and HTTP service on this. Similar way, if I open, let's say the Palo Alto. Do you guys know how to check the management IP on the Palo Alto? How many of you are working on Palo Alto? Anyone from the audience list who have worked on the Palo Alto and knows how to use it? No one? Anyone know Palo Alto?
Show interface management.
Yes, correct. Yeah, that was the answer I was expecting. But you can also see in a small information message, the IP received is 24.133. But anyway, I'll go with that command as well. So the default credential here is admin and admin. So let me first change this to something like network journey at the rate 123. Network journey at the rate 123. So interface management. This is the IP 133. So let's check in the dashboard.
Sorry for interview. Just maximize the terminal.
See. This is the command. And this is where is the IP. Okay. So when you put that in the terminal, you get this login prompt. Let's try to log in. See, when you enroll this course, you get also the access of this technology. So if in case you're also planning to learn this, it's a like two or three different courses that you can learn yourself. Though I will not be going in depth of technology. I'll only be showing you the basics here, like what is what and what is what. But if you are planning out of your own will, then you have the access to this nodes, right? So you can also do your own set of network configurations and all other things. Okay, so I am having the dashboard access, and I also have the CLI access of this iOS XE device. So what we can do right now, let's say I have one IP with me first with this Cisco device. So this is a tool which I need. Okay. Now where am I coming from? If someone is not able to understand, let me put the basic things that I need to have to get started. So to get started with the lab, you need to have all your programming languages. So first, let's give focus on Python alone. Where do you get Python? You will get it from python.org website. So you can go there, download it. Once you have done that, then you need a IDE, integrated development environment. So this is like a virtual environment which gets created and which you need it to use Python and to build some script. You need an application, right? So this is application. So this is application, and you have many multiple tools here. So let's say PyCharm is one of them, or Microsoft Visual Studio is one of them, Atom or Sublime Text, Notepad plus plus. But I don't prefer these kind of editor. Go with something which is more professional and has all the error corrections and the other important thing that you need while writing it. And then we need the end devices. So end devices, I'm making use of some emulators. Have you heard about EVNG or GNS?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm making use of this platforms where I'm hosting all that I said, Palo Alto, Cisco iOS XC, then FortiGate. So all these devices are hosted on the emulator. So these are something which you need it. And to interconnect, then we need a server which will provide us the DHCP. So we have done that. And those who are enrolling or enrolled to the batch will get the home lab support as well from our backend team, who will set up the lab on your own machine. So you need to have basic like 16 GB RAM with you with four CPU. Then you can run on your home lab. Otherwise, you will get the remote lab access, the pod access to our server, and it's a like ready to use kind of lab. I believe you got some background now, what is needed and what are the to get started. So I have installed Python. I have my end device all connected. This is the script. Now, might be you people not understand what is this whole about. Okay, so I know this is something which might look complicated, but don't worry. As I told, our module is not starting directly from hands-on, right? Our module is starting from theory from the next class. So we will be going first with the theory part. And in that theory part, we are going to take all that lines first from the simple English examples. Then only the example or the use case starts. So today, whatever I'm showing, that's something taken after module 9, because these are the labs. And as I told, I don't want to bore you guys with a lot of theory on a demo day. So I gave you some sufficient theoretical topic today, and I'm showing some use cases randomly from the module 9 onward. Okay, so don't think that the course is very difficult for you to digest. This is very basic course, and you will get a complete hands-on from this course. Okay, the first example that I want to show you here is to run some show command. Okay, there are some show commands, and also by and also we can do some backup. So there is a backup that we can take from this, and also we can do some configuration. So three things we can do here. We can do the configuration from a file that is somewhere sitting outside, some text file. We can also do the show command. I'll be taking the show command output of this. Then I will also be taking the backup of them. So three objectives in one single script, and we can add n number of Cisco devices here. So this is for a Cisco devices as of now. So you can see here that I'm writing it for Cisco. So where's the IP? The IP I've taken it from XC, and this is the IP. So I'll take this and update here. We can also check the config text, how it looks like, and what are the things going to get configured. See, these are the configuration line that I'll be sending. So let's say I want to send something else. So you will make changes only at this point. So let's say you want to configure some OSPF, and then you want to also. So this is something config push you want to do it. And then you are also storing it somewhere in the output folder. So let's see, where is this output folder? See, this is the folder where I'll be also taking the backup. So it's an empty folder right now. Once you finish your configuration, then you can check what happens and what gets created up and what happens. So when you run this, to run this, right click. Do you see this file name example? This is my file here. So you can see there are many scripts on my screen, right? But I'm going to run the first one example. If I right click on that and click on the run option, then now the script start processing. So you can see on the screen as well that some configuration happened. 20.1, 30.1, OSP of 50. The configuration happened. And also you can see those show commands that we had put up on line number 14, show IP int brief and show clock and show version. And at the end, we also took some backup. So if you go to this folder file, you can see that there is a txt file created, see, which is having all your backup, right? So you can think about this as a script which can do multiple objective and for the n number of device, because you just have to put a comma and keep increasing your device count. Say for example, something like this. Then you have another device. See, like this. And it keeps increasing. You can also take this out and store it separately in a text file. You can also have a Excel file and then run that. See, I'll show you in the classes where I took my previous batch. We also had use cases to read from Excel file and then push the config. See, like this, the config comes to you and you just have to write a script to run it from here. So this is called reading from Excel and making the config push on the device. So you can have any set of vendor here. You can have Cisco, iOS, you can have XC, you can have XR, you can have Palo Alto, whatever it is, because the configs are all with respective to this vendors. Same goes with the show command. So you want to also see the validation if the configs were pushed or not. You can still keep the CLI commands to it. So any question with the example one before I go to example two? Any question which didn't strike you or anything you want to check?
Yeah, so the one question. Can we add any device range instead of entering in the each IP?
Sorry. I could not understand.
So we are adding the IP address, so one by one. So can we add even range from, for example, 17 to 1624.1 to 10?
Can we add?
A range, IP range.
IP range, yeah, you can do IP range also, correct. If you're pushing it for a range, then you can do it. Otherwise, IP is not needed to be sequential order.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So one more query, Sagar. So can we add the host name instead of IP?
You can add host name also, but you should have the DNS resolution in your organization. Because when it does the SSH on these devices, it should resolve to the IP in the backend. Okay. So in my lab, if you ask, then I will say that if I bring one AD server and do my DNS configuration, then all this will send the DNS request.
DNS request to AD server. Okay.
Yeah, in the production already they will be taking care in the similar way in the production by keeping one AD server like Win 2016, 18, and then they will have the DNS package installed on them. Okay, any other question from the first example that might be you could not understand? See
What is
the
NetMiko?
outcomes of it as of now in the today's class. Yeah,
Yeah,
go ahead,
Sagar,
Banu.
this is Banu. Yeah, what is NetMiko? Is there any tool?
Okay, see, don't want to go in much depth, but this is a library inside Python, and this library take care of SSH request. Okay, so every library will have its objective. Let's say if you want to read Excel, then NetMiko is not the right library for that. You have to incorporate another library which can handle the Excel reading or Excel writing. Or you want something for data parsing, then you will go with some modules or library like TextFXM. So these are all libraries. Say for example, I'll give you one simple example. When you open Play Store or iOS Store and you are looking for music player, so you will search for music player and you get 100 of recommendation, right? And then you will select one with the best option, right? To why what is the purpose? To listen to the music. Similar way, now the purpose was how do you take SSH to the network device. So you need a library which is again a open source. These libraries are open source, free to use, and they gives you SSH feasibility. Okay, so we'll go in depth when the class start. As of now, you just take it as a library that we need for SSH.
NetMiko will support all the vendors or only for Cisco?
NetMiko will support almost 20 to 25 different vendors.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, in our organization, okay, if you want to take the SSH of any network devices, so when you put the username and password, so it's set as a multi-factor authenticator. So you get a one notification pop up on your mobile. When you approve, then only you can get the access of the SSH. But in this case, we can execute via Python.
Yeah, you mean to say the duo factor, right? You
Yes.
can put instead of giving the direct credential, you can put the input method like and input the multi duo.
Because when we put the username password, it take 10 seconds because the notification pop-up notification getting our mobile. So when you approve, then we
See,
can.
now I'll show you. I'll show you. Now when I run this, see, I'm getting the option. I'll type Cisco from my mobile, then I press enter. See, now the execution happens only when you put that password. And I'll also show you by giving a wrong password what will happen. It will disconnect, saying that could not connect. See.
No, in first attempt only we are putting the username and password. On mobile, we are just getting approve or deny.
That comes to your mobile, right? That you
Yes.
have to do it on your mobile. Nothing on your screen that comes.
Got it. Thank you.
What I am giving you example is when you put username and password, then the dual factor will be on your mobile where they show some password which you have to put it on your screen here on laptop screen. Okay, there are two ways usually. One is the request will go to your mobile where you have to say approve or deny. Second one is you get the password on your mobile, like you have that RSA authenticator, and that password you have to come and put it on your screen in this case. Okay.
So our case is just approve and deny.
Approve and deny, which is on your mobile, which you have to directly do it on your mobile.
Correct.
Okay. Any other question before we move to example 2? Fine. So I'll.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Sagar is just
Yeah.
I just want to
Yeah.
know the password management. Can we store the password somewhere else and call the
Yeah.
password for the
Yes, you
repetition?
can do that as well. Like I have done that use case in my classes. where you can store the credential somewhere and then you can call that inside the script so that you don't have to type it or keep it in the script. Okay.
And the person who is executing, they cannot retrieve the password. These kind of things we can do.
Yes, to not see the password while they're typing, we have some different library that we have to incorporate, like get pass library. So what happens is then it will show like a encryption kind of thing, asterisk buttons. Okay, we are running late, so we'll see the example two. Example two is also a similar networking side of thing. So this example is from the push of the Excel file, the Excel file which I was showing you guys. So let me open this. Let's say if I'm updating my device IP with as of now, let's say I have only one. So I can just duplicate that or I can delete that totally from the Excel, which is all okay. And I'm going to do this configuration and this because sometimes what happened, you say that you're getting the requirement on the Excel. How do I run from the script? So for that, I kept this example two. So in the example two, it's taking from the Excel file and it will do the push to that. So just same process, right click and run that. It, it did the configuration very, very fast enough. Not even taking delay of seconds here. You read from the Excel file, it got connected to .7. You did some check whether it's the right box or not, and then you immediately started configuring with the OSPF and all those things. Any question on this? There are many things I've added in this script. To be honest, I have added the exceptions. If the device fails, go to next. Don't break the script. I have put a library like XLRD to read from the Excel file. Then we are reading each rows here, collecting all the data. Then we are having all the credentials to be put in a dynamic nature, not static, because the credential can be different for each device as per the Excel file. Then we are taking the SSH and then we are pushing the config.
Can you please show this output in the device?
So we configured OSPF and logging host. So I'll show you the OSPF here. See, do you see this router OSPF 100?
Yes.
So this is the place. And if you also check router OSPF 100, see that's the single line. And you can also check the interface loopback 101, which is 101.1.1.1. And then to check the logging host, so you have 5 and 6. So you have 5 and 6 here.
Okay, got it.
Okay, fine. So let's go. Okay, this is an example where we talk about login successful and what happens if the device breaks and all those things. See, I've kept multiple devices and I'm taking the connect handler input. Login is successful. See, for example, I have updated with the working IP and I am executing the script. Let's say I put a wrong credential. Now it is going to give me the second attempt, right? So second attempt is good. Second attempt is good. You got the host name. Now your script is moving to the next device. So this is a feature which I wanted to show. When you know how to write this kind of features, a small feature, then you can incorporate this learning to any vendor. Because at the end, other vendor also has same logics. If that is not working, then you have to have the second attempt. Because by default, you don't get that in the scripting. You have to build that logic. So this logic is built using while loop iteration in Python. That's why I say for you to learn Python theory is very important before we go to the library. Because that topic comes here in the while loop iteration. So can you see this loop and control statement? So this is the topic, this is the logic, which we put it on a script that I was showing you as an example. Okay, let's go to, okay, this is something else which is related to regex. Let me tell you, we will also have a topic related to regex to filter out some data, make the pattern matching and all those things. You can just see an example how it works. So in a class, someone wanted to have a BGP audit report to show the neighbors and how many prefixes are learned. So that's why we discussed about a regex topic. So this is the output of show IP BGP summary command. And this is the regex pattern that we have written. This will give you very clear cut output, very direct output. And if you need it in a text file or Excel file, you can just incorporate that lines input. So any question in 3 or 4?
Yeah, just wanted to know, like, can you just show us, like, how this connectivity happened? Like,
See, connectivity happens via SSH package, SSH. I'm connected via SSH protocol right now. And I have my PyCharm running on this server. So I'm initiating the SSH connectivity to the devices.
okay.
Okay, so these are all SSH based devices. When in future I'll be talking about Palo Alto and FortiGate, then I will say that I'm initiating HTTP request on them. So the same server I'll be running, I'll be having a different packages like request library or Postman application, which will initiate the API calls over on HTTP. Fine. We'll go to our dashboard examples. You have already seen how the script runs and what happens. You got some clarity how this work and whether it's meeting your expectation. Now let me also tell you something on the dashboard which no one tells. In the most of the courses you can see people will talk about CLI, but people will not talk about the graphical. So I have built one graphical as well. Let me show you that. But before that, let me make some changes on my file first. So this is .7 because I have a new IP from my DHCP and this is just for example I've kept. They're not live as of now. Okay, now when I run this graphical interface, see, this is what I'm talking about. So if you are a level 3, level 4 engineer and you have to make a solution for your juniors, then you can't ask them directly to run the script, right? Who knows what they break and then come out with the excuses. So you can build this kind of front end. Now here, anyone can type their own way because IP address are maintained by the inventories or netbox. They can also type whatever things and they can actually run the commands if they know. If they don't know, they also are given with the drop downs. So let's say he or she wanted to pull show IP in brief. They'll put the IP address and they click on connect. See, now you get it on your dashboard itself. So if anyone wants to take the backup, they can select the backup and store it. So the backup will come. Save output. Do you see anything? Selected output. So it should be somewhere here with the selected output. See, selected output. Similar way, if they even do not know the IP address, but you have given them the core router IP address, then they can at least select it from the drop down list, right? So they can select it and they can run this. So this is one example which I'll show you in the class how this is to be written. For now, it just to give you some idea, it's written on something called Thinkter. Thinkter is a library that we make use for the graphical dashboard build. Okay, it's a standard Python interface to build the GUI toolkit. You can build your own application which is compatible or running on Windows, Mac OS, Linux, and give your NOC team, L1 team a solution to connect to the device and run the show. It can be used for you also, right? You can also run easy few commands, have the output, or let's say some client is hiring you as a consultancy or you're a consultant. So you have to give them the solution, then only they take you in, right? So you can build this kind of graphical for them. I'll give you one more example. Now, the problem with this, I mean, it's okay, but one problem with this can be that it's some application based, and this kind of application can always have a memory exhaust and freezing size resolutions and etc., right? So I'll give you one more example, which is built directly on a browser based, and browser based, you can open it on Mozilla, Chrome, or whatever. They are more screen resolution. Bootstrap is there. You can have CSS, color cascading, lot of things, animations like JavaScript for a better navigation, menus, etc., you can build it if it's a browser based. So this is via Flask method. Okay, Flask is a front-end programming language, like how you have HTML, PHP, and all other things. So this is one of it, Flask. So to execute this or to run this, run the script first. It will give you a local host IP. Click on that. Like this, it will show. You can build this. This is very basic. You can build it with many options. So let's say you get this kind of thing. Your team will input the command show IP int brief or show clock. Let's say show clock and click on execute. See, they got the option of download, so they will just download this show clock. You want or you asked your team to run the show running config. Execute this. See, the running config comes here, and you take the download output. So they have the output for that. Similar way, let's say you wanted to check few things, show IP, or let's say show run section OSPF. See, you get that output. Wanted to run show IP int brief, execute. See. So what is happening? This is a front end. In the back end, we have a netmiko package or a SSH package written in Python. So Python is acting as a backend programming language, and Flask is acting as a front-end programming language. When the user will see this kind of dashboard, they will put their requirement, click on the execute. It will go to the backend programming language, which is Python. Python has netmiko. Netmiko will talk to the Cisco box, which is on your lab emulator, and get the job. And where does this output come? It will come back to your front end. It's like your controller. What is vManage? What is DNAC? These are controllers, right? Where you have onboarded the device. You're running some operation from this controller, which will go to the data plane and get it executed and get you the output on that dashboard. So similar way, we have written some sort of controller, which is with the Flask language. And backend, we have still running with Python and netmiko package, which will talk to this kind of end device. So options are endless. in the demo, I can only give you a very high level what's going to come and how the topics would look like. This is not very basic course, but definitely it starts from a beginner level, but it will go to the advanced level. So anyone who is starting with the with a mindset that will I be able to learn this? It looks very hard, tough, etc. So let me tell you, we took the example randomly from all across, right? We will be spending some time for our theoretical part. So when you know the theoretical part, the rest of the topics will become very easy and clear. So that is what I want to tell you. Since it's a demo class, I can't be taking only theory and can't only be talking some basic thing because some of you might already know those basic. So I have to set a platform which helps both the beginner and the intermediate level. All right, so these are some example, and I think we are good as of now. So you have any question, you can let me know. And then I'll pass it on to my student admission team, Sajid, and he will take his session. And basically, he'll talk about what you get with the package and what is the discounted pricing today, and if there is uh, any discount and any offering that they have to provide you, which usually they club it. So he will be explaining after my session, immediately after my session. So we have 5 to 10 minutes for our Q&A, technical Q&A. You can let me know if you guys have any question. You can let me know before I pass it.
Nothing from my side. Thank you, sir.
Okay. I believe
That's fine.
the intro to the course was good for you, right? I mean, you got the objective. What is automation, right?
Yes, yes.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Yeah, we got it.
Anyone who still didn't understand what is automation and why automation after attending a hour and a half of session? I believe all are good. All at least something you might have got from the session today. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Sir,
Yeah,
one
yeah.
thing I don't think, sir, this is related to you, but can we connect libraries from some other tools as well? Like, for example, we use the JNS3 and all.
Yes, yes. They are totally independent. Nothing to do with GNS3 because see, GNS3 will come in this bracket where I have EVNG. And Python is on a different bracket. You can connect anything to whatever you want. We will help you with that. So when you get enrolled to the course, we
Okay.
have some lab expert who will on WebEx or Zoom or UltraViewer will help you to set up the lab on your machine. So at that same time, you can see how they are configuring, deploying this on your machine.
Okay. Thank you.
Aruba switching and Aruba wireless. Okay, just like the Cisco will able to push the config on the Aruba.
Yes. On VLC, you can do it. And Netmiko also supports Aruba. You can just check Netmiko multi-vendor support, and it will give you a list of the devices that it's supporting.
Sir, we covered Selenium with robot here also, or only just Python with
Selenium will
network
not
automation?
come here. Selenium will not come here because Selenium is not a network automation tool, but it's for testing tool. Testing tool. So we are not covering any testing related in this topic.
Oh,
Okay. So this is completely for network development. Testing is a complete different. If I mix that, then people with the development and the testing will get mixed up. But if you want any courses for Selenium from the testing, then I will discuss with you.
okay. Thank you, sir.
One more thing, Sagar.
Mhm.
We are doing achieving these things via Python. Why
Mhm.
Ansible will how it will help?
Ansible
Yeah,
is
well,
used from the similar ask only, but let me tell you, Ansible is a config management tool, whereas Python will do everything in very easy way. Whereas the same thing, if you want to do on Ansible, like let's say you want to fetch, you want to take backup, you can do still in the Ansible.
okay.
Okay, you can still do in the Ansible, but might be in a bit complicated manner or might be in a little lengthier process. But you can still do it. You can also add this package inside Ansible and run via Ansible the script of Python. So it's a tool that your client might have adopted it, and they want the engineers to take via Ansible only because Ansible is a product by Red Hat team, and Red Hat is a very big company, whereas Python comes from open source, right?
Yes, yes.
So Sagar, adding on this, by using Ansible, so in by using YAML file also we can do the same configuration, or
Yeah, yes, you can do via YAML also. You can do via YAML. YAML is a programming language inside Ansible. So any playbooks that you write it via YAML only.
okay, we can't write Python inside the playbook like in the Ansible.
You can call it. You see the wordings matters. When you're writing the playbook, you can't write Python code inside, but you have a Python code in, let's say, in a side by side, then you can call it inside this. So let's
Oh,
say you have a module written here and you wanted to call inside your playbook. Then you will still write with your YAML and you will call this py file, what you want to do with that.
got it.
Okay, questions are in welcome. So please ask your doubts.
Sir, can we move from this course to DevOps as well, DevOps and cloud platform, or we need
Yes.
to be skill up again?
No, you can still go on from here because DevOps consists of Ansible and Python background. So this will give you all that ideas about how the DevOps are done.
Okay.
All right. So I'll think we are good for now. So I'll pass it on to my student admission team. Sajid, if you're there, I'll make you host and you can share your screen.
Yeah, thank you. I will take it from here.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you everyone for joining today's session.
Thank you, Saga. Such a
Yes,
nice, helpful
Thank you.
session.
Yeah, thank you, Sagar. Thank you.
Just a second. Okay. So firstly, can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for confirmation. And thank you for joining and attending today's session. So let me myself, Sajid. I'm here to give you the details regarding the course, access, and what all benefits you'll be getting, like what all the course pricing, and every detail I'll be going to give you here towards this Python network automation course. Okay, and yeah, first let me start with my slides. So after that, like if you have any doubts or any queries related to your access and everything, I'll be there to answer you. Okay. So let me start with my first slide. So as you can see here, for the course syllabus and class schedule, I have kept details. For this will be a Python network automation course, totally for network engineers who are into the networking field and looking for the automation towards the multi vendors. Okay. So here in this course, we'll be going to cover Python, Ansible, REST API, then PyArch, then Cisco DevNet, then SD-WAN automation and firewall automation on Palo Alto, FortiGate, then on Cisco ASA firewalls. And here the major topic is robotic framework is also added, and you'll be getting to learn on the towards Juniper devices, towards Arista devices. So overall this is a multi-vendor training. So if you learn out how to create the script or generate the script using the this one PyCharm, and there are some tools. So if you learn to generate, then easily you can work on any of the vendors. So there might be some slight changes you need to uh, make changes while writing the script as per the vendor requirement. Okay, and I hope you got all the details from the trainer Sagar sir. In the session, he has explained you everything related to this course. Okay, and let me move towards class schedule. So this will be going to be a weekend batch, Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. IST, and overall 2 hours of session. Saturday 2 hours, Sunday 2 hours, and the course duration will comes up for 3 months. Okay, this is the weekend batch, Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. IST. Okay, and secondly, as you can see here, for the course enrollment and access details, like what all access you'll be getting when you are going to enroll for this course. So you'll be getting the lifetime recording access in sense of you'll be attending the classes from the Zoom meeting. The Zoom will be like your classes will be recorded in the cloud, and the recordings will be uploaded to the you want, you can access it up, and that will remains with you for lifetime access. Let's say some due to some reason, one or another reason, you missed out any class, particular class, that class recording will be uploaded to the web portal in time of like 1 hour, 2 hour. So after let's say you missed out the class, you can go through the recording, and next day you can catch up with the same pace, and you can clear out your details doubts or any thing you have in that particular session which you have gone through. You can clear out that with the trainer. Okay, and the same way you can continue with your path as well. So continuity. Okay, and this will remains with you for lifetime accessible, so you can access it whenever you want. And secondly, we'll be providing you the 24 into 7 lab access, remote lab access, that you can access it totally remotely, unlimited. Whenever you want, you can access it as per your time convenience. Like we'll be having students and from the multiple regions, time regions, they'll be having somewhere their night time, their morning time, and Indian night time, daytime. So as per your time convenient, you can access your labs. Those are totally 24/7 accessible, and the lab access you'll be getting for 6 months. Okay, 6 months, 24 into 7. Whenever you want, you can access the labs. Okay, and we'll be providing you the dedicated materials, workbooks, PPTs, PDFs, step-by-step lab manuals, like all the script writing materials. Let's say example, trainer has created one script in the class, then he'll be sharing with you through a chat or through your discussion group, so that you can take it up and you can implement in your labs, and you can just give the result how it's working and on your basis. And the same way trainer will be also there in the session, and you guys can confirm your result. So same way he'll be giving you all the materials and everything, and you guys will be creating the scripts and showing the result to the trainers. So like this, everything will be provided from our end, and you can download and you can keep it with you as well. And the G Drive access remains with you for lifetime. If in case if you miss out any material, you can re-download it once again. Okay, and let's say if you have the good configuration of your system, then we'll be assisting you to set up a home lab on your personal laptop, or it may be on your personal server. So we'll be providing you the files to download from our G Drive, so you can download and you can just let us know while raising a ticket. So one of our team member will connect with you, and we will help you to set up a home lab. Okay, and that will also remains with you for lifetime accessible. and we'll be providing you the 24/7 backend support from our team. If you are facing any issues, any queries regarding to the course or regarding to the labs while you are performing the labs, if you are not able to move forward, if you're stuck somewhere and something is not able to work it out, so it may be any reason. So you can just raise a ticket on our support DL. One of our team member will connect with you and we will resolve your issues accordingly in meantime. Okay. And here these are the what all beneficially access you are getting with the course enrollment. And with this, today, as per those who are attending the demo lecture, so for them, we are giving this a opportunity the beneficiary, like you can say it as complimentary access for the Palo Alto labs and the course. So with this, you'll be getting the Palo Alto course access plus the Palo Alto lab access. Okay. Totally, it's a 30 hours of lab training, which are totally based on the real labs towards the productions, like in real time, you'll be having some experience, right? So on that basis, we have created lab scenarios, and our trainer has prepared a lab, and like you'll be getting that access. Okay. Those who are planning to enroll from this demo lecture. Okay. And overall, we'll be covering 30 hours of labs. Okay. And you'll be getting this access. Further, more details I'll be giving in the next slide. So this is how the lab looks like for the Palo Alto firewall. So which you'll be getting as a complimentary. Okay. And here on overall, we have mentioned all the locations. So every possibilities, networks which you are willing to like test it out, like EIGRP area and OSPF area. There are sites like called Dubai, Bangalore, London,